Recently, I finished reading this book, The Psychology of Money. I read a lot, but believe it or not, this is the very first money-related book that I pick up. I always avoid reading books about money, although I know it is very important. But I do not have much money to manage, and I'm kind of bad in managing my own money. But this book grabbed my attention, and look at the amount of notes I have taken after reading this book. Well, I will not be able to cover everything inside this book, but allow me to share you my personal key takeaways and lessons that I learned from this book. And by end of this video, if you found this video helpful, you should really pick up this book. Number 1, money gives you control over time and options in the future. The idea here is that we accumulate more wealth so that the money can give us freedom and flexibility. With money, we can have control over our time and of course have more options in our future. As opposed to we use that money to buy a fancy house or a fancy car. This is the true value of money. End of the day, we just want to live a happier life, right? And of course, money can buy you more happiness, but it is not entirely true. Just imagine that you bought your latest iPhone today. The happiness of getting it can only last a short period of time. But if you save more money, accumulate more wealth, to gain more control over your time and options in your life, it is a much better return of happiness, right? Ultimately, we just want to be able to wake up every day and say, I can do whatever I want today. Number 2, luck and risk play a role in success. When you are investing in a stock, let's say the company is doing very great and it seems to be doing better and better over time. It has, say, 80% of chance of making money, but you could still end up in the 20%, right? But if you have done all the research on the company, even if you end up in the 20%, it doesn't mean that you make a bad decision. On the other hand, you might make a bad investment, but after years, it gives you surprisingly good returns. How lucky! You really don't know it is luck or risk, and it is hard for us to quantify luck, and it is bad for us to tell other people that their success is based on luck. We usually take out luck from the equation, but remember, same effort doesn't guarantee same result. Stop assuming that 100% of the outcomes can be attributed to effort and decisions. Just like the author mentioned about Bill Gates. Bill Gates just so happened to study at the university that invests in advanced computer. Just imagine if Bill Gates doesn't have access to those advanced computers. I think you get what I mean. Luck really do play a role in success. Number 3, knowing when is enough. We constantly chase for more in our life. Never know when it is enough. As the author suggested, the hardest financial skill is to get the goalpost stop moving. It is like, if you want to score, you need to get past the goalpost. But if you end up spending more whenever you earn more, raising your expectation every time you make more money, then there's no reason for you to make more money because you will feel the same all the time. You will never feel enough. And it becomes dangerous when the feeling of wanting more grows faster than satisfaction. And when you always feel that you are behind, you will tend to take up greater and greater risks in order to catch up, and you might eventually end up losing yourself. But don't get me wrong, we need to work hard in our life. We need to work hard to make more money. But life isn't any fun without the sense of enough. Number 4, compounding. We see the success of other people. We want that result, but don't really look into the amount of consistent effort required to achieve it. Progress comes from compounding effort. Consistent progress will give you success. It is like when you look at Warren Buffett, 99% of his net worth was earned after his 50th birthday. He started investing at the age of 10. And when you look at this chart, Warren Buffett's net worth wasn't age. You can see that the power of compounding, where he had 5k at the age of 14, hitting his first million at the age of 30, and the number keep piling up. 109 billion at the age of 92. Let's look at some YouTubers that I watch and admire. MKBHD, having 17.5 million subscribers, but he started and kept making videos 15 years ago. Ali Abdal, having 4.7 million subscribers, but he started off 7 years ago and do it consistently, putting more and more effort to achieve what he have today. So compounding is the key to success, not only in your finance, but also in many other aspects of your life. Number 5, looking rich don't give you admiration and respect. When you're driving a Ferrari, you are actually expecting other people to think that you are cool. People is going to give you more respect. But the hard fact is that other people think that your Ferrari is cool, but not you. And then start to imagine themselves in the driver's seat, thinking how cool is it to have a Ferrari. The truth is, other people don't admire your wealth. They are just using your wealth as a benchmark for their own desire to be liked and admired. The point here is not to stop the pursuit of wealth. Instead, it's just to recognize that if you are aiming for admiration, humility, kindness, and empathy will give you more respect than horsepower ever will. Now, before we continue with this video, if you think this video is helpful so far, support me by hitting the subscribe button below. Now, let's move on. Number 6. Rich versus wealthy. I always thought that being rich and being wealthy is the same, but they are not. Rich is what other people can see. The house you own, the car you drive, the watches you own, the vacation you go, the diamond on your fingers. This is what gives other people the impression that you are rich. The money you spend is what giving other people the impression that you are rich. Which means you can be rich at the same time you can be broke. But being wealthy is different. It is the money not yet spent. Wealth is what other people cannot see. It is in your saving account where you don't spend for more than what you need. Save it and accumulate for more. That is wealth. And most of the people out there, they wanted to be a millionaire. Who doesn't? But what they actually mean is that I would like to be able to spend $1 million. And yeah, that is the direct opposite of being a millionaire. Number 7. Save money. Building wealth has little to do with your income or investment returns and lots to do with your saving rates. We don't really need to have a particular reason or a specific goal to save money. Just save more money. And when you pass a certain level of income, where you start to earn more and more money, remember to keep your ego in check. More often we think that, oh, I can now afford an iPhone 15 Pro, and let's get it. But actually, we don't need the latest smartphone. Or you think that, oh, now I can afford to dine at a better restaurant. Let's go. But occasionally, yes. But you know that you are fine with all the normal food that you used to have, right? It is our ego telling us that you should own the latest smartphone, you should go to the better restaurant, but actually we don't really need it. Just keep your ego in check. And remember, building wealth is very important. Although myself is very terrible in this, but I have to learn it. Just remember what we have discussed earlier. Money gives us control over our time and more options in our future, and having control over your time and options is becoming the most valuable currency in the world. Number 8. You will change. Long-term planning is crucial and essential, but remember, you will change. Your goal will change, your desire will change, and of course the world around you will change. People are aware how much they have changed in the past, but underestimate how much they will change in the future, which the author suggests to avoid the extreme end of financial planning. It is super painful to abandon our previous plan and have to run on the other direction twice as fast in order to make up for the lost time. Here's a paragraph I would like to share from the book. Aiming at every point in your working life to have moderate annual savings, moderate free time, no more than moderate commute, and at least moderate time with your family increases the odds of being able to stick with the plan and avoid regret than if any one of those things fall to the extreme sides of the spectrum. We should accept the reality of us changing our mind. Number 9. Define the cost of your success and be ready to pay for it. Every job looks easy when you are not the one doing it. The challenges that are faced by someone in the arena are often invisible to the crowd. Most of the time, we are just so bad at identifying the price of success, which prevent us to be able to pay for it. We are willing to pay for the price of a house, a car, a new smartphone, a vacation, because the price tag is there. We know how much to pay, and we can get it right after we pay it. It is like the return is immediate, but we don't think the same in investment. We want immediate return, and we don't really know the price of success in investment because it is not obvious and it can be very hard to predict. The price tag of investment would be volatility and uncertainties, and this can be very painful to pay both physically and mentally, which is why we need to learn to see it as a fee to pay to get what we want. not to treat it as a fine, because a fine is like a punishment. We need to develop a mindset so that we need to see the price to pay for success as a fee so that we can stick around long enough to see our investment success. Number 10, define the game you are playing. Who you got financial advice from is very important, and you have to be aware of this. You and I having a different career, different goals, coming from a different background which lead to a different mindset. What we are aiming for is different. So how do you expect my advice can really help you if we are just so different? It is very important for you to define your own game. For example, long-term investor and short-term investor. Both of them call themselves investor, but if you are aiming to be a long-term investor, be sure to get advice from the successful long-term investor, not from the short-term investor. I think you get what I mean here. The point here is that you need to define your own game so that you get advice from the person that is playing the same game as you. Alright, these are the lessons I have learned from the book, The Psychology of Money, and hopefully this video can help you understand and improve your mindset about money. And I myself is just so terrible in managing my own money, and hopefully from now on, I can do better. That's it for this video. Hit the like button if you think this video is helpful, share it to your friends and family, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.